I hear we're here to talk about mussels.
Hey there, welcome to my kitchen. I'm Joanie Simon and I love to share recipes and the stories behind them. Now, today's recipe is Thai-style green curry mussels. I absolutely love mussels. Ryan and I have a lot of stories about mussels, but there are a lot of questions when it comes to how to keep them, how to prep them, and how to cook them up. So I'm gonna share all the secrets with you here today. So let's jump on into our Thai-style green curry mussels. So the first time that I ever had mussels was the same time you had mussels for the first time too, right?
That's right, yeah.
Yeah, we were at Sweet Basil Cooking Academy or cooking school, whatever it is, for a one-time gourmet couples cooking class. Mm-hmm. We were young.
We were. I think this was like our early 20s. This might have been like one of our first serious dates where like I planned it and was really looking to woo her.
Yeah, well, little did we know, then we got stuck because they divvied out all the courses to each of the couples. There were maybe like 4 or 5 couples in the class. Mm-hmm. And we ended up on appetizers and got the mussels. And I remember thinking, oh my gosh, what are these things? How this is going to be so hard to cook and clean and prep these. Mm-hmm. I don't know. Were you intimidated at all? Do you remember?
I don't remember being intimidated.
Yeah, well, But what I do remember is that I loved them.
Yeah.
They were delicious, and we did, kind of a more traditional French-style white wine broth, but I just remember thinking, this is the bee's knees, and ever since, that has been kind of a go-to dish when we go out to eat at a nice restaurant.
Yeah.
We'll order mussels.
We will. That's kind of one of those things I say, if you want to know how good this restaurant is, order the mussels.
Yeah.
Did they nail it?
Did they nail it? Because truth be told, mussels are not a hard dish to execute.
Not really.
They just look fancy. So of course, if you're gonna make mussels at home, you need to go pick some up at the grocery store, and usually finer grocery stores like here, AJ's is a great place to get them. They're gonna have high quality ones that are relatively fresh right off the boat. But if you are not going to immediately cook them when you get home, you wanna know how to store them, because bad mussels.
Yeah, no good.
No.
You will get sick.
And they just, you will know when you smell it, because when you smell mussels that are fresh, it smells salty and like the ocean and briny and all those good things. But if you smell them and they
yeah, a little bit of funk.
A lot of funk.
Or
slime.
Yeah, slime. It's the kind of funk where you're like, I'm not gonna throw this in the garbage, I'm gonna throw this in my neighbor's garbage. Like, it's that bad.
Exactly. So you want to make sure to store them properly, and the way to do that, as soon as you get them home, throw them into a colander, like a small size colander or some other breathable kind of bowl, and then I usually stick a towel under that to capture any excess liquids, and then put a damp towel on top of it and stick it in the fridge. That'll last you up to 2, 3, 4 days, again depending on how fresh those mussels were when you bought them, but always use them as quick as possible.
Yeah, absolutely, because they're alive, right?
They are alive, and you want them to be alive when you cook them. So when you're ready to cook these little guys up, you take them out of the fridge and then do kind of a little spot check. You're gonna see ones that are open. If you are able to pinch them and close them and they shut on their own, that means they're still alive, they're still good to go. But if they don't close up on their own and they stay open, you wanna pitch those because they are dead and they're not gonna be tasty. And then 2, any that have little cracks or little issues with the shell, go ahead and throw those out. And then any that are closed and have that little beard around the edge, it's a little fuzzy piece, you wanna go ahead and remove that beard and then give them all a rinse and they are ready to cook. So definitely one of the most memorable mussel experiences we had was in New York, right?
Right. Dirty Pierre's.
Yes, this place was totally awesome. We went on Halloween night the first year that we lived in New York City. We were living in Queens, and I don't even know how we found the place. Maybe it was like Yelp or something.
This probably.
Was circa 2007.
Yelp was a big deal.
Yeah. There wasn't the whole internet thing. No, there was internet, just not quite as pervasive as it is today. But we looked it up, we found this little place, and I mean, it was nuts, but we got this like little booth in the back corner. I remember it was really dark and dank, you know, perfect little hole in the wall.
Yeah, and the kitchen there is like tiny. We were marveling at like how they fit like 2 cooks in there back to back.
And so they had mussels on the menu. So of course, what do?
Order mussels.
Yes, exactly. And those were probably the best mussels still I've ever had.
Amazing.
Yeah. I'm trying to remember what made them so good.
The broth. Oh, the broth. And they served this big basket of bread that was like, you're like, oh, we're never going to eat that much bread. But once you start dipping it in that broth, it was just like, more bread.
I need to get more bread. Oh my gosh, it was fantastic. Yeah. And it was a white wine, kind of traditional broth, right?
Yes.
And then too, being in a place like New York, anywhere that's coastal, you're gonna have really good quality mussels. And I remember them being pretty good size, like the actual mussel itself inside.
Yeah, I remember that too.
Oh, they were so good. So now today, we're making another broth, but I'm not gonna try to touch the Dirty Pierre's amazingness. I'm gonna go with a Thai-style green curry broth. It's a really easy broth to pull together in not a whole lot of time, and the flavors develop super quickly. So this broth starts off with some really great aromatics. We get some garlic, which to me is a non-negotiable when doing mussels, whatever style you're doing. But definitely here, get some garlic and then also some fresh ginger. Don't go with the powdered stuff, go with the fresh stuff in this situation. And then I just slice it up into matchsticks and then really finely mince it so that you've got a really good texture on those. And then also a serrano pepper. You can totally keep those seeds in there if you want to, but me, I like to just slice it down the middle and then I just peel the membrane away, pull all those seeds out, and then finally mince that up as well. Okay, and then next step is you gotta get a big pot on the stove because we cook up a lot of mussels when we're doing mussels.
Oh yeah, we're very muscular.
And the kids like mussels.
They do.
I was shocked. I fed them to them like last week and they totally went for it.
Yeah, most kids. Wow.
I don't know, we did something right. I actually don't credit us at all. I think we just got lucky.
Yeah.
But you want to get a big pot on the stove. I put it over about a medium high and then throw in some peanut oil or some sesame oil. I like that kind of nutty aroma. And as long as it's got a nice high smoke point on there for you. And then I throw those aromatics in there, get a nice little saute on those, soften them up. And then I throw in a green curry paste. You can buy this pre-made at the grocery store. There's some super hyphy people on the internet who make their own. Super hyphy people, rock on with your bad selves. I'm gonna buy mine at the grocery store. It's totally good, it's delicious. I'll link the brand that I use down below, but you just wanna put 2 to 3 tablespoons, depending on your liking, in with those aromatics, and then let that all incorporate. We're building the flavors, right? Building the flavors. So next, I add just a little bit of vinegar with some rice wine vinegar, getting that nice little bit of acid and bite. And then a few drops of the funky stuff. You know what I'm talking about.
Fish sauce.
Fish sauce. You smell that and you're like, this stuff is off, but it's not. It's good. It's not like bad mussels. It's fish sauce. So again, to your liking, I like a good couple drops in there. 2 teaspoons should do you just fine. And then it's time for the coconut milk. And this is a place where I would say get the high quality stuff. You can totally tell in the final dish. If you get the lower grade quality, it's gonna be kind of grainy on you, but if you get the really good stuff, it's gonna be super nice and velvety and creamy, and it's delicious.
Yeah, and you want that good texture in your broth.
Absolutely imperative. So now it's just time to let all of that hang out together. I usually put a lid over it and then let it come up to a nice little simmer. Don't boil it, because again, that's gonna mess with that texture. It's gonna break apart those fats, and then it's not gonna be nice and velvety. So I just like a nice little medium simmer on that. But then once it gets to that point, it is time to throw your mussels in, and this is where it couldn't get any easier, right?
Right.
We remember this from the class, right?
Yeah, just toss them in.
Just toss them in.
Everyone in the pool.
Woohoo! And then I just like to stir them up a little bit just to get them fully coated, make sure everybody's happy, and then put a lid on it for about 3 to 4 minutes. So after 3 to 4 minutes, you're gonna take that lid off, and what are you looking for, Ryan?
You're looking for all your mussels to have opened up.
Yes. Oh, so cute. That's what they look like. And they'll reveal the nice cooked mussel inside. And when you know it's cooked is when it's kind of come together and it's that nice little sort of orangey salmon colored mussel on the inside. That's exactly what you're looking for. Now after you've cooked them and the majority have opened up, if any of them still are closed, do not eat those. That means those ones are no good, not worth eating, so go ahead and pitch them. So then to finish off this dish, just to add a nice green herbal note, I take some basil. If you can find Thai basil, even better. It's not always easy to find, so if you got regular basil, that's good too. And then some mint, and then chop that all up together, and then throw that over the top of your mussels, and it's just gonna add a nice punch of color, nice little bit of herbs, and then also take a lime. I like to just quarter that up and throw that in there as well, so people can, you know, add a little bit of acid to their liking, because, you know, you like things really salty, I like things really acid, so it's kind of a do your own proposition.
Right.
So, and then one of my most favorite parts of the whole mussels experience. Some people will serve it with fries, but I am personally partial to
bread.
Yes.
Good bread.
Good crusty bread,
Crusty
right?
bread.
So I went to AJ's again and got the Mediterra bread, which if you are here locally, they're an awesome bakery. And they've got just this really nice crusty loaf. It's got a nice bit of chew to it, really porous to soak up all of that broth. Because that's how you do it, folks.
I like to just I stick like the end of the bread in there and I let it soak up like a sponge, like a ShamWow. So I watch the broth like slowly seeping. So I pick it up and it just is.
And then you throw your little microphone on and do your infomercial.
Yeah.
All right, so let's dig in, babe. It's like it's date night.
All over again.
So you just take the little mussel guy and a fork. You can use your hands too. I don't think that is against the rule. I mean, it wasn't against the rule at Dirty Pierre's. And then I like to dip it in just a little extra broth there. And then cheers.
Cheers.
Those are perfectly cooked. This is why you don't want to overcook them though. Because I was just thinking, if you let them go for like 5 or 6 minutes or too long past the time when they've opened, they'll be really like rubbery. So these are not rubbery at all.
No, and those herbs add a really nice freshness, which anytime you're cooking seafood, you know.
Yeah, you want to add that freshness. Oh, and that broth. You like the broth?
Oh, I love the broth.
It's so easy too. Like literally, this whole dish is like 15 minutes. Well, maybe 20 minutes.
So really the only rule is don't eat the shell.
Don't eat the shell. And usually if you're at a restaurant, they will give you another bowl, or like if you have these for a dinner party, just make sure you have like a shell discard bowl. But when it's just you and me here screwing around, nobody cares. And look at that bread. It's a big old hunk of bread. Let me give you your bread. You do your thing.
Oh.
Do your donkey thing. Donkey. Oh man, I should have put more broth in here. I shortchanged us. It's really good with a good sourdough too. You took too big a bite. So I hope you guys enjoyed the mussels as much as we did here today. I wish we could just send them right through the camera so you could enjoy them. But you are now equipped to make them at home, and I have got everything linked down in the description box below so you can make these at home. Recipe, details, how to clean them, how to prep them is all at joaniesimon.com. But if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe to this channel because we keep showing up and we like you to keep showing up. And also hit that little notification bell. You'll see that little thing down there. Hit that, because what that will do is send you little emails and updates on your computer when I have published a new video and we have something new, fun, and delicious to share. So thank you so much for stopping by. And if you have any ways to do mussels that are really creative or fun, please let us know. We always love brand new inspiration from your kitchen as well. So with that, what do we say, Ryan?
Live strong. Eat mussels.
Bye, guys.
Bye. We're just talking, enjoying each other,
All right.
having a gab. Boo.
Are we having fun yet? But if you have something really intelligent to say.
Yeah. When does that ever happen?